Hello guys, this is Kiseki, and as I said last night, this is going to be a continuation from last video. I'm going to talk about the plot of Code Steel 4, what is going to happen, what you're going to be expecting in that game, and so forth. If you are a person that does not want to get spoiled on the plot points, what's going to happen, what could possibly happen, I suggest that you click away from this video right now. If you're interested in just screenshots, you can see my last video. It's on the doobly-doo below, aka description below. If you guys want to see just a screenshot they released yesterday night during the shareholders meeting. And let's get on with this. Most of these sources are gonna tweets I'm gonna show you is from the magazine called Dengeki. I believe it's called the Sen Kiseki 3 magazine. Think of it like in the West, the Game Informer. It's like the Game Informer but in Japan. But the only thing is that they talk about the Kiseki game basically. It usually has exclusive information of the game, like reviews from Kondo and stuff like that. So all the tweets are gonna be in English. I'm gonna post them on the screen, and so I'm gonna read a few of the points from there, and from there I'm just gonna give my thoughts on it and so forth. So the first tweet, we're gonna go with this one, and it says here, the main plot for Erebonia arc was decided when Falco came up with the plot for the crossbow arc. Originally, the main characters Sen were to be military soldiers, not students, and the series is 60 to 70% completed as of Sen 3 ending. Out of these 3 points, I think the middle one is the biggest one from here. For some reason, they decided to go with the student story rather than the military story. I think it would have been much better personally if Falcon went with the military story, because I feel like the student role thing has been done to death. In my personal opinion, it's been done way too much. It would have been more interesting to see what would they have done if it was military soldiers rather than students. You know, I mean, all the characters I guess will be older since they will be military soldiers, but it is what it is. I think the two other points I already mentioned, we already know about this. So I'm just gonna go straight through. Let's go to the next tweet. It says here, teases the Blaze Holy Beast whereabouts. So basically, they're gonna talk about the Holy Beast whereabouts. There's two of them, and the Great Twilight spreads principle of conflict possibly beyond Imperial borders. Is faced a bit vaguely, but he suggests Awakeners do not die. This is the third one that suggests that Awakeners do not die. I'm not really sure where Kondo is going with that, because let's say if the Awakeners do not die, then how did the Steel Maiden die? How did Crow die? I'm pretty sure this is gonna be explained on the next on Code Steel 4. So let's move on. This is where it gets good right here. It says here, Rean cannot exit his demon state following the end of Sen 3. Osborne still has plans for the corrupted Action Knight. If you guys saw the screenshot, which I'm going to show you again on this video, Rean is chained up. He basically has white hair painted now. His left eye is red. He looks completely devastated in this picture. And I want to show you guys the picture of Baltimore. As you guys can see, he looks like to be trapped in the same dimension as Rean. Yeah, this screenshot is shown at the end of the credits when you beat Sen 3. When you beat Sen 3, you get to see the screenshot where you see basically Baltimore chained up and I guess sealed away together with Rean. So another thing here, it says Rean Ogre's powers didn't come from his mother but his father. I think this was obvious when you play Sen 3, when Osborne said that he transferred his heart to him, and of course he never revealed how he's still alive with no heart, but I guess that's also gonna be revealed in Code Steel 4, so look out for that, guys. Code Steel 4 is gonna be a huge game. It's gonna be a huge game, that's all I can say. So let's move on to the next tweet. It says here, the collapse referred to when talking about the Empire treasures affected not just the Blaze and the Earth, but all 7 treasures. So the collapse is when basically everything just went to shit basically. And the reason the Empire has two treasures because it's inhabited by two civilizations, the witches and the gnomes. Of course, the Empire, the Erebonia is occupied by two civilizations. Therefore, that's why there's two treasures. So let's move on to the next one. I think this one we already knew. The witches and gnomes originally help each other. The reason why the gnomes cut off contact after the Dark Dragon incident will be explained. Yeah, for some reason, the witches and gnomes cut ties, like they went their separate ways and they became enemies of each other. This will be explained in Cold Steel 4 in the last saga. So that's another mystery we haven't figured out yet. Let's see the next three here. The original Divine Knight War that occurred shortly after the Dark Dragon incident was due to the Joan interference. This is also going to be explained more in Cold Steel 4. Nothing much we know about it yet in Sen 3, so move on to the next three. It says here, the next game will explain what the Holy Beast of Blazes and wrap up the story on the two natures of the two treasures, which is of course the Earth and Blaze. So the next one, let's go to the next one. I think this one it says here, the condition to become an awakener is not necessary to have died, or something like that. Hard to translate this line. So yeah, there is a condition to be an awakener. I believe it's gonna be explained more on Sen 4 once it releases, because we still do not know yet how the awakener gets picked. If it's the witches or the person that guides them that picks them, or the Divine Knight themselves that pick them. So okay, so here is another big bone here. Roger Clostel was not an awakener during his life. He was guided to become one by the gnomes. The situation surrounding becoming what will be explained in the next work. If you guys know Roger Clostel, he was basically the father of Fee. He was supposedly dead during his last fight, gunfight, I guess I should say, and he's back for whatever reason. He's back and he piloting a Divine Knight, and it's gonna be explained how he's basically alive and how he was guided to the Divine Knight. So, but it says here that he was guided by the gnomes. So we're gonna see on 7.4 how that happened. Now it says here, Crow is not an enemy, and if you guys saw the ending of Cold Steel 3, for whatever reason, Rean, I feel like Crow protected Osborne in the ending, because Rean, even though Rean was in Berserk mode, he was going to destroy Osborne, but for whatever reason, Crow just decided to stop him. He's like, hey, snap out of it, basically what he said in the translation. But I feel like Crow just went back. I'm gonna go touch on this in another video, but I feel like Crow should have just let it happen, even though Osborne could have called in his Divine Knight and then, you know, stop Rean by himself. But I'm gonna leave it there for that. Let's go for the next tweet here. It says here, next section. It says here, the second form of Deus Excellion. Deus Excellion is basically the Divine Knight. I think they were called vessels, but yeah, Deus Excellion. Deus Excellion, Deus Excellion is the power of awakening a feeble loop. So far, only Voldemort or Odin has been shown, but the others likely have them as well. So you guys saw, Odin was the first one to be shown the Deus Excellion power. If you guys saw the ending of Cold Steel 1 when Crow just activated Odin's like hidden power, like he had this different parts. I'm gonna show you guys the clips so you guys can see you guys talking about. It's like his body got developed and he looks even more stronger. And I believe Voldemort Deus Excellion power is when his sword, in Cold Steel, the end of Cold Steel 2, when you fought the Vermilion Knight, his sword started growing yellow, I believe. It started glowing yellow. I'm gonna show you guys the screenshot as well so you guys can see. So far, we only seen those two Divine Knights with the Deus Excellion, so I'm not really sure if we're gonna see the Deus Excellion for every other Divine Knight that they've shown, but there you go. And now it says here, the restoration of Testarossa from its current state was a result of the Knot technique, the Dark Course. If you guys know, it was cursed by basically by the curse of the castle, and then he was restored back to a Divine Knight, basically and it's called the Testarossa, and it was a technique by the gnome. I hope this is more explained in Sen 4, how exactly they did it, but there you go. This one is good right here. Sector and Rean being translucent at the device meant to be that's meant to be a type of foreshadowing. There was a comment that someone left me on my YouTube of when I saw, I believe, Sector, which is Roger with the Divine Knight. He says here, use Cho. He says, I guess that the Divine Knight looks so transparent because the risers are actually dead in some sense. I think that's why they look so transparent. I remember when I saw that, I was like, so freaking out why they look so transparent. But I think that's gotta be the foreshadowing that the risers are back basically for the net. But this is also speculation right there. This could probably also be explained on 7.4. There's a lot that needs to be explained, but it is like a Kiseki game. It's a large game, and it's a lot of stuff that we need answers for. So I hope that Kondo really do keep his word and close Rebonia with all this mystery going on. Okay, so adding on, let's go on to next week. It says here, Crow was not resurrected but revived to craft techniques of lineage like Onion Heart and Roger. There's a question mark there. Let me talk about that tweet right there. Resurrected and revive means the same thing. Like the words are interchangeable. So I don't understand. I'm not sure this is like a bad translation or it's just something that it doesn't make sense. They saying that the Divine Knight cannot die, and then it says here that they were not resurrected but revived. So I think this is gonna be more explained on Close 4 if they really die or if they were resurrected. So we're gonna see more much on this. And then it says here on the last part, the final Rebonia gains solves all remaining Imperial riddles. So you guys know about what's this guy named Juice's brother. I can't recall his name. That he was apparently not like his actually brother or something like that. Yeah, it was some crazy stuff that I just cannot remember right now. But yeah, there's a lot of riddles between the family. So I guess they're gonna close all that stuff in the next game. So the next three, let's go on with the next three. It says here, did the Courageous really explode or was it an hallucination? The Blue Rescue theory is far-fetched, but it doesn't deny the possibility. So what it means here that, you know, the Blue Blood is the guy is the enforcer, the guy that was talking about beauty and stuff like that. They're saying that he could probably save Oliver from death, but Kondo is keeping it open, like saying, hey man, there's a possibility that he could save him. You know, so we don't know what's gonna happen if Oliver and Laura's father die and everybody in the ship dies. So we gotta wait on that. I still cannot believe about that scene, but we just gotta wait on that and see what happens. It says here, Copper Jug and Wasteman don't have the same name for no reason, and apparently there could be some connection between Copper Jug and Wasteman. So I'm gonna leave that one right there. The 4 Anguis will definitely show up. Joshua and Lois should know Ash. Does Ash produce the power of acid range from his eye? So as like I said there, the 4 Anguis will show up in Code 4. The 4th Anguis, I don't think it hasn't been show up in any Kiseki game so far. So he's gonna be the new threat in the game. So we're gonna see how he's apparently an old person, old man. So but the thing is, we don't know his face. So I guess we're gonna know him on the next game. And yeah, Joshua and Lois should know Ash because Ash is from Hamel. So it should be interesting, man, when Joshua sees Ash and they probably do know each other. That's gonna be awesome revelation right there. So I do hope Estelle and Joshua are in Code 4, but that's just me, you know, that's just me talking. There's no news about that. So alright, let's move on to the next one. It says here, the 4th Saint game opens hard and with a surprising group of party members. Kondo is aware of the critique that the Saint arc got too long and asks fans to be patient while they prepare the next setting arc. Yeah, I believe the game will not start with Rean. As you guys remember, Rean is trapped, so I think it's gonna start with the new class 7. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there with that. Let's go on to the next one. It says here, the meaning of the Phantasma Blade is a Phantasma treasure and the Legend of Phantasma which account for both reborn and treasures. And the last bit right here, it says here, the Black Knight is Melga. It's said to be overwhelmingly powerful compared to the rest. It has not been recorded in the Black Records before. The Black Knight Ishmelga is, of course, the Divine Knight that Osborne calls at the end, basically the ending of Trolls of Cosio 3, which really freaking surprised me. This guy has been playing. This guy is the ultimate villain of the Kiseki series, Osborne. I think he is going to be the masterpiece of everything. And I know Ouroboros could be actually the masterpiece of everything, but Osborne is the biggest threat right now. I mean, he apparently is the most powerful out of all Divine Knights. It has never been recorded in the Black Records. Since they saying that they plan to finish all the riddles with the families, but I don't think they're gonna reveal how Osborne got hand on this Divine Knight. So there you go. Another thing saying that Osborne basically the most OP villain in the game right now. So there you go. Alright guys, last but not least, I want to talk about the shareholders meeting, which was last night. There was a couple of questions that were the shareholders were doing to Kondo, and Kondo was answering them. Just one particular question I wanna talk about, and so let's go over it real quick. This is one of shareholders' questions. This is what this person said. It says here, so is completing the arc with Senno Kiseki for like completing the Gosh Heart series. Additionally, I would like to hear about any new developments. So this is, I'm not here to make fun of this shareholder, but this is going to show that the people that invest in the company don't know what the hell is going on really. they don't know what is going on really with the game, or if they're doing good with the you know, if they're going in a good direction with the game. But I'm not here to make fun of that shareholder question, but this is what Kondo says as an answer, which I think is very important. He says here, I understand that the Kiseki series might be confusing to follow, but this is the only completion of the Senno Kiseki series. It will be the end of the Reborn story. The next Kiseki game will be in a new region as the series goes on, which of course I already said in the previous video. This is not the end of the Kiseki game, this is just the end of the Reborn story. And this is the biggest part right here that I want you guys to pay attention. It says here, this is a long series, continue on for 13 to 14 years. As more information shows up for Cosio 4 system and game quality, we will gain more users. The new Kiseki game will be in 2 to 3 years. So what Kondo is saying here, that after Cosio 4 drops next year on September 2018, they're going to take a 2 to 3 year break to release the next game, the next Kiseki game, which is going to be in Cabal. And he says that the series is going to continue on for at least 13 to 14 years. So what he's saying here is that the Kiseki saga as a whole is going to finish like in 2031, 2032. That's what he's saying right here on this answer. And man, can you imagine? Can you imagine yourself be alive 2030? I mean, I'm gonna be old as fuck. I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna be so old by the time this franchise officially ends. So there you go, guys. I think this is all the news that I have. As we get closer to the release date of Cosio 4, they're gonna be releasing more news. So I'm gonna be doing more video like this every time no information drops. Huge thank you to Alice John and Guan for making the translation, for translating all of this for us, because as I said before, this magazine is all in Japanese, and my Japanese is very limited. I don't know about you guys, but my Japanese is very limited. So due to them, that's why I could make this video for you guys. I'm gonna leave the description for the shareholders, so you guys can see all the questions for the shareholders in the doobly-doo below, so you guys can see. Guys, subscribe if you guys want to know more. Every time new information comes out of Cosio 4, I will be doing a video here on my YouTube channel. So subscribe if you guys are interested on more information like this. I'll be doing like I'm gonna be on top of it. And give it a like if you guys enjoy. It really helps me out. It helps this channel grow. The comments are toxic, and I care for what you think, guys. Gotcha.